Hello, my friends. Welcome back to our web design tutorial. In the previous video, we talked about some of the basic elements in HTML, right? We talked about the heading tags, right? We said that we have H1, H2, all the way down to H6 for different, importance and priority of the tags, the headers. And also we talked about the paragraph tag, and we also mentioned two of the most common void tags, which was the horizontal line HR and then the break, right? The BR, which for example, we saw an example of it that we used it in a paragraph to go to the next line. In today's video, we want to make something like this, right? And so let's get started. We're going to talk about some more tags and we'll see how it goes. So as you can see, we have some items in here, right? So we have the lines and we have some, items, in bold and some numbered items like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on and so forth. So let's do that. To create something like this, we need lists, right? So we have a list here, movies, colors, and hobbies, right? As you can see, this is an unordered list. There is no specific order, right? Like they're not numbered. There is no difference in their priority, right? But we also have an ordered list. Like this is 1 and 2. This is 1 and 2. This is 1 and 2, excuse me. And so we're going to use those to make something like this. Let's get started with our, the first thing that we see here is obviously an unordered list. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I open the caret and I just go UL, short for unordered list. And as soon as I close it, it automatically closes it too, right? Well, I have the solution open here because I want to make something like this. But after I've done coding, I can just show you the preview of the practice of the HTML file because the code is already right here, the solution. And we can see the practice preview to make sure that it matches what we see here. Okay, so if I just go for example, movies in here, it's not going to be the same thing for me. It's just going to add movies to the list. It's not an item in the list. So instead of doing that, I'll have to create a list item, right? And to do that, I have to go li, list item. And as soon as I close it, it automatically closes the tag too. And it's called movies, right? But if you look at this guy in here, it's in bold, right? And I don't know really, okay, we don't want to really talk about different tags or the CSS stuff that you can use to make it bold. But what we know and we have already used is that we can use a header. If I go H3, for example, so it's not too big. You can play with the sizes to make sure you choose whatever that looks the most appealing to you. So as you can see, I'm also nesting the tags inside one another now, right? So I'm saying of tag H3, so I have a title, and that title is movies, right? Which is a list item. Okay, so this is the first one. And then I have another one, which is colors. Okay. And then I have another one, which is hobbies. And after each of these, I obviously have MHR, right? It's an horizontal line to, separate them as we have here. And let's do this. Okay, so far we have this. We can actually right click here and show preview to make sure what we're getting. So we have movies, colors, and hobbies. So far, so good. Let's open this guy now, show preview, and oops, that's the wrong one. Show preview, and then we go here. So this is the one that we want to make. Okay, so we have these 3 items in here, and we have the lines as well. Now we have to make this ordered list. Well, now we can actually do something okay, I can go, for example, another UL, right? And then go, for example, list item, and then go 1 point, I don't know, like 12 fail, and then 2 point like the Shawshank Redemption. But like, sure, yeah, this is a way of doing that, but then you have to worry about, the numbering and the orders yourself, which is not what we want. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is to use an ordered list. An ordered list, you just go OL, just like the UL, but it's ordered. So you use OL for ordered list. And as soon as you close it, as you can see, it automatically closes the tag as well. And just like before, you go LI for the list item and you put your info in there. So I just code 12s fail and list item, the Shawshank Redemption, and then you basically do the same for the other ones as well. So here, after you have the colors, you just go, an ordered list is here, and the first list item is, for example, I don't know, blue, and the second one is I list item. The second one is green, and I can obviously do the same thing here as well. List item, it's an ordered list, right? And then I have a list item, and the first one is climbing for the hobbies, and then the second list item is cycling, right? So that's it. This should be everything that we needed. Like, we can right click here just to make sure that we have the right thing. And if I go show preview, you'll see something like this, right? Which is, let me just like make it bigger so that you can see. So yeah, this is what we wanted to do, right? We have movies, colors, hobbies, and which is like an unordered list. And then like inside each of them, there is an ordered list. Cool. So we did what we wanted to do. The things that I want you to keep practicing on until the next session is that you can actually try to, play with these. Like, don't just like watch me code, because this is not going to help you learn. You may look at it and be like, okay, so this was easy. Just go UL and OL and LI for the list item, and that's all it does. Sure, yeah, I understand it's like super easy, but you have to practice so that like you just keep repeating everything to yourself, so you kind of remember what's happening here. Just keep playing with that. Everything, like, as we go ahead, when I'm talking about, more tags, then I would actually ask you to do a project so you can use what we have here. And a very simple one could be like your CV. Take your CV and try to rewrite it using these tags. And then like you can upload it on your GitHub page or something like that. So you have a website that has your CV up there. And then later we'll talk about how to have multiple pages, like link through the pages and stuff like that, adding images and stuff. So I would suggest that start now, right? Start with what you've learned so far, about the heading tags, about the paragraphs, the lines and the break lines and stuff like that, about the lists that we talked about them now, and start working on it. And, step by step, build up. But anyway, this is all I wanted to tell you about the list items and unordered list, ordered lists, and things like that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you found it useful, please like the video. It's going to help me a lot. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss the next video I upload it. Thank you so much for watching me, and you guys take care. See you all in the next video. Bye-bye.